Well, good evening everybody. Back for another video. Working on my roof today. Was up there a few weeks ago and I was shoveling some snow off because we got our snow melting now. And I noticed a few issues. All you guys talk about, oh well, you know, let's change my roof. I got shingles. Let's go with a metal roof because it lasts 100 years, or so they say. So today I'm going to talk about, well, why you want a metal roof and why you don't want a metal roof. Well, at least it's not, you know, two-story or anything. My, we got a nice bird's eye view though. Sweet. Okay, so you go up here and at a quick glance, you're like, oh, well, it's, you know, just a roof. No big deal. Looks like how it should. So after I noticed the snow melted, I started looking a little closer at the roof and I noticed some other issues I had. So some background information on this house. The metal roof was installed freshly in 2011 and now we're 2019, so you know it's been a few years since this roof has been put on. And but no, it's not 100 years. So you start looking a little bit lower and you might notice there's a lot of screws. 2,000 to be exact on this roof. 2,000 screws. So I'm walking around and I'm looking and I'm going, wow, you know, what could go wrong? Piece of metal screwed down. Should stay there forever, right? Then I get a little closer and I'm looking, oh, look at the head of that bolt. There's a nice little seal on there. Well, guess what? She's starting to crack. And I go over to this one. And it's lifting. And it's lifting. And, well, it's okay. But it's lifting. And you times that by however many you have on the roof. Well, I just showed you a couple right here. So as you can see, when you get a nice rainy day, what could possibly happen? So I removed a couple. Looks like the one on the left was leaking. As you can see, it's been rusting. And the one on the right, well, that one had a nice seal. Let no water in. Hasn't even been 10 years that this roof has been installed. Brand new. I have now replaced some screws. I'm done half this roof. I haven't done that side. From my research that I've been doing, every 8 to 10 years you need to replace all the roof screws. So depending on how big your house is, you need to consider, and also the slope of the roof and how high you have to go to be up there replacing all your roof screws. Well, that could be a pain in the ass, couldn't it? I mean, the screws aren't that expensive. So for about $40 a box. Now, the sizes of screws that were already in the roof were 1.5 inches. So $40 for 1.5 inches, or I think it's like $42 for 400 if you wanted to go with 2 inches, because some of these wouldn't go in and hold upon putting them back in. I wanted to make sure they all had a good, nice, tight fit. So about $160 to do 2,000 screws, roughly. Well, I ended up buying $1,900 for that price anyways. Another thing you gotta also look at is that when you get to the edges, here's my garage, where you have some lap joints. You also need to make sure those are sealed properly. See where I'm getting at, guys? These roofs aren't all what they are meant to be, or what they are advertised to be. But if you're a do-it-yourselfer like me, you know, a weekend and a couple beers and some kind of warmer weather, you can get it done fairly quickly. So no matter what is it, every 10, 15 years, maybe 25 years if you're lucky, if you just did a shingle roof? But then you got to tear everything all apart and you got to redo it all anyways. I think I'd rather deal with the screws, to be honest. You're not going to see a C-bring at that kind of angle very often. Cool. So let this be an FYI. Tell you guys that are thinking about going shingles or metal roof.